Atlanta, Season 5, Episode 3, Daddy's Home. Okay, let's just jump into it. So, of course, we start off from the fight between Tammy and Betty Idol. Now, she couldn't take it anymore. Like most of us wouldn't have been able to, reached over the table and hit the girl in the face and managed to take a piece of her real hair out her hair at that. And Betty Idol, she's complaining outside in the van, talking about, she pulled out my real hair. I mean, it's like, what is up with this girl? Like, basically, like, you can tell, like, Tammy didn't come there to fight. But the girl kept testing her and testing her and testing her. Like, she came there with bad intentions. We all know that. And then Tammy turns to D. Smith and she says, I'm sorry, girl, I really like you, but I really just couldn't handle all that was just going on. She said, oh no, I like you too. D. Smith, don't lie. Do not lie. Because later on in the episode, you meet up with Tammy and you're basically like, no, I didn't come to your magazine launch because I don't agree with you. I don't really care for you either. And we weren't trying to work together. You were trying to work with me. I don't want to be a model. I don't have to be a model. I have other more important things going on. I'm a producer. I work with top artists, all this, and that. So if you have all of that to say now, D. Smith, why in the world did you not say that after she got into the fight with Betty Idol? No, instead you said, no, I really like you too. No, you don't, because you're just bothered by Tammy's association with her husband, Waka Flocka. And Tammy wanted to set it up so that you could even meet him in person and see that he's not a hateful person. But you didn't want to come. You didn't want to face it. So with that being said, I just think that D. Smith is a little fake, and I don't care for it. Don't talk all big and bad, and you had the opportunity in the heat of the moment to tell her how you really felt, and you didn't. Anyways, moving on. Okay, so let's move to Scrappy and Bambi and Betty Smith. Now, what Smith? Why did I call her Smith? Okay, Betty Idol. Scrappy is, like, I guess trying to work on some music with her. And her and Bambi do not get along. Scrappy and Bambi broke up not too long ago. So when Scrappy was hanging out with this Betty girl and he puts a video up of him and her on Snapchat, well, Scrappy and Bambi are broken up, but Bambi's not over it, and Scrappy still has feelings with her. So with that being said, if she says take the video down, take the video down. That's disrespectful, and that is exactly what Scrappy did. So Betty knows that, like, she doesn't have one up on Bambi. Bambi will always have one up on her when it comes to Scrappy. So Bambi shows up over to Scrappy's house, and she basically is like, hey, I heard about this fight that has gone on. If you do business with this girl, you will never be speaking to me again because she is fighting my friend. I actually thought I heard her say best friend. So Scrappy is like, man, what are you talking about? She said, like I said, do not do business with her and give me my dog back at that. So then this is like the cutest little moment because the dog's name is Jilly and Scrappy is like talking baby talk or dog talk to the dog or something. You just see like a really different sensitive side of him. And then the dog loves Bambi, so the dog goes to Bambi and Bambi like walks out like it's nothing, like she's a boss, like she still runs stuff there. But I do like this dynamic between Scrappy and Bambi, so I do hope that they can figure that out. And I needed him to X Betty Idol out of the picture, and that he has done by the end of the episode. She basically said, no, I will never apologize. And he said, okay, deuces, I ain't got time for this. Then she goes on to say, that's why you don't have a hit, da 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 da. Girl, lies, because you were just about to work with him. You're just feeling salty. Okay, whatever the case. Now let's move on to Mimi. Okay, so Mimi and Stevie J. She meets up with him because he's back in town. Hence the whole title, Daddy's Home. Eva's daddy, but Eva wasn't there. But Mimi thought this would be the perfect time to let Stevie know that she is now dating a woman. And then Stevie says, well, I'm sure she's beautiful, or is she beautiful, or something like that. And then Mimi says, no, whatever you do, don't say that if you get a chance to meet her, because she actually identifies as a male, so she's not gonna like if you call her beautiful. So whatever, that is like confusing in itself. But whatever the case, jumping back to Tammy. So Tammy is basically laying in the bed with Waka Flocka, having pillow talk about everything that has transpired regarding the entire fight with Betty Idol and what's the girl's name? D. Smith. And he is just not paying any attention because at the end of the day, he knows that he's not a hateful person. With that being said, he just really just kind of just blows it off and tries to play with her just to get her to change the subject because it's irrelevant to him. It's not a topic worth talking about because in his mind, that's his opinion. And he said what he said, like Nene Leakes would say. Okay, so moving on. Of course, she had her party because she was on the cover of Black Men's Magazine. Waka Flocka, he was there. He was happy. You could tell he was proud to support her. And you can see that their relationship has progressed so much. You've always been able to tell that they really loved each other, but like she said, like he's always been a great father and he has become a better husband. Okay, so at some point, Stevie J meets up with his nephew, which is Scrap De Leon, and he is giving him advice, and he's basically saying, you know, I went back and forth with Jocelyn and Mimi for years, and at some point, you're gonna have to make a decision. And I'm like, It's really odd to see Stevie giving someone relationship advice and basically telling them to be monogamous. Really odd, but Scrap takes it into account and Scrap is like, look, I just want to be honest with both girls. I want them to come together. I've signed an agreement so I could be going away to jail to serve some time in a couple of months or weeks or whatever. So we need to get this straightened out because I want to spend time with my family. Okay. So then he decides to go ahead and set up this meeting. Now, Tierra walks into this meeting, and at that point, Scrap was the only one that was there. He wanted to hug her. She said, you know we ain't on hugging terms. Okay, so now the opposite, Tommy walks into this meeting, and when Tommy walks in, Tommy has on this, tan or beige or whatever dress. It's like really form fitted, but then it has this huge slit. It doesn't leave too much to the imagination, like one blow of the wind and you'll see everything. And then so all of a sudden she walks up all extra seductive and like really embraces him and kisses him in front of her. And I'm like, Tommy, girl, you are crazy in real life. Okay, so then all of a sudden they have a sit down and basically both girls want him to say, no, I'm with her, or no, I'm with her, I'm not dealing with you. Okay, well, he finds himself in a bad position because both of them are telling him to speak up, speak up. Now, he wants to see his son. So, of course, he is going to side with his baby mama. So, his baby mama says, tell her you don't love her or something like that. And then he was like, it was hard. Then she puts him on the spot again and he says, okay, I don't love her. And Tommy was looking like, what? So then at this point, it is like some back and forth stuff between Tommy and Tierra. They're going back and forth, back and forth. And at this point, I realized that Tommy is crazy, like for real. Like this girl, the way that she's talking, her facial expressions, the craziness in her eyes, it was like, whoa. And she was like, basically, try me because we've done this before and we can do this again. And you already know what the end result is going to be. Try me. They are going back and forth. And Tommy, she's not moved at all. She's sitting down like cool, calm, and collected because I think that she is low-key crazy. I mean, really not even low-key because we've seen it before. But she is like all the entertainment in the world to me. And which is really crazy that we're having all this extra drama. And yet and still, we still have not seen Jocelyn or K. Michelle, and they are guaranteed to bring drama. And Carly Red was not even on this week's episode, or she wasn't featured in it. So it's just so much to come. With that being said, please check me out at mrsblogaholic.com and don't forget to like, comment,